Hello and welcome back to AEF TV in association with Engerati. And I'm joined now by Guillermo from Himoinsa. I hope I've pronounced the company name correctly. And we were talking a little bit off air. And just tell us a little bit about what your company does, just to contextualize some of the answers later on.
Good. Well, Himoinsa, we are a vertically integrated manufacturer. We are producing generating cells from 3 kVA up to 3000 mega, and a part of that we are making power plant. Actually, we have 8 factories in the world. Himoinsa is a Spanish company. Our headquarters is located in Spain, but also we have factories in United States, Brazil, India, China, France, plus a distribution network which allows us to work in more than 100 countries.
And so, basically, when all the wheeling and dealing is done, you're the company that actually walks in there and builds these things from the ground up.
Exactly.
Right. So you would be probably best placed to tell us about this assertion that's been made in other interviews that, oh, we're ready to build, and a lot of things are being built in Africa. Is that what you're seeing as well? I would imagine that's why you're here, that you are seeing that. But tell me a little bit about the reality on the ground.
Well, right now we are working in Africa for almost 10 years, and actually we have official distributor in 17 countries in Africa. Also, we have a subsidiary in Angola. We set up a subsidiary in Angola, which helps us to be closer to the market. We are speaking about technology product, and we are speaking about product that we need to run. So it's important to define everything from the beginning. The role of Himoinsa as a vertically integrated manufacturer allows us to be very flexible and to adapt our product to the market needs.
Yeah. And because of that integration, and there's been a lot of talk throughout the conference about putting the type of infrastructure into Africa that is highly efficient and very optimal.
Yeah.
Whatever fuel source you're using, to get the latest equipment and things like that. Do you think that is one of the big opportunities in Africa to make sure that we?
Yeah, for sure. Fully agree with you. It's a big opportunity, and we need to deliver to Africa the same product, the same technology that we deliver worldwide. Because of that, our engagement with the market is to training and to teach the people. So when we are making, for instance, a power plant, we sold the power plant, but later on we operate the power plant with the local people. While we are operating the power plant, we are training the people. So it means that once that they finish the training, they are available to manage and to operate the power plant by themselves.
And that's an important piece as well, isn't it? Because you want to encourage skills transfer.
Exactly.
So is the idea that you come in, you build it, and then literally you walk away after a prescribed period of time? Is that what you've done in Angola? Or
yeah, this is, for instance, what we are doing in Angola and also in other countries. We cannot forget that, okay, when we are speaking of power, we are speaking about a huge sector. We are working with telecom companies, we are working with private companies, with the residential hospital. So when we go inside one market or one country, we want to remain there. That's the reason, because it's quite important to train in people, because you need to service the equipment and you need to keep the equipment running every time.
Yeah. And are you seeing a difference in terms of the need of the type of power that's coming in? So I'm talking in particular here like the fuel sources. Is there polarity towards one over the other, or is it pretty much a mix of any fuel sources is being considered?
Yeah, any fuel sources should be considered.
Yeah. And if I can take it back up to a big strategic level, you mentioned Angola. One of the questions I'd like to ask you, because at the end of the day, you're putting these things in. If you were to put an overview of Africa, are there any countries that sort of leap out at you in terms of saying, well, there's more going on here, or the environment is better, is ready? you get a sense of the
well,
question. Yeah.
Africa is a huge continent. So if we are speaking of the Maghreb area, we are speaking of the east part of Africa, West Africa, South Africa. So in all these countries and all these regions, projects are running, and they need power. Right now, if we have a look to the east part of Africa, Kenya and Tanzania, they have very nice projects right now. If we go to the west part, Angola, Congo, Ghana, Nigeria, huge market. So Africa is full of opportunities.
Yeah. So there's no one region that's jumping out. It's just
sometimes everybody is speaking about a huge market. For instance, right now, in terms of the demand of power, maybe we can mention Nigeria, but also there are other countries that has an important field.
Yeah. And just to go into the technology for a second, and that earlier comment you made about getting the latest technology into Africa because it just makes sense, right? What are some of the technology developments that either you're working on or you're seeing that you think actually, this is really exciting, and this is also a great opportunity for Africa in terms of being early adopters of that technology?
Yeah. I think that is quite important when we are speaking of the technology. Of course, is to looking for the efficiency, but also it's quite important. Don't forget the environment. I mean, we need to make product, the super soundproof product because of the acoustic pollution. We need to make product that don't pollute so much the environment, because sometimes we are setting up a power plant in the middle, close to the city or close to a nice nature area. So we need to respect all that, and the result is coming through the technology.
And how are you dealing with that? If I can explore that a little bit. I mean, what you're talking about is CO2 or pollutants emission. It's like what are the sort of technologies that you can see on the horizon that can be applied to mitigate those effects?
Exactly. We are using, for when we are producing generating set, we are using the best engine, and we select the engine attending to the efficiency in terms of fuel consumption and of course in terms of the pollution. This is the first factor. Second factor, when we are producing the genset, we are producing a canopy, and once again our container that is very low, with a very low noise level. This is quite important because at the end, people need to rest.
Yeah. And what about the carbon capture technologies? Are you applying them as well?
Sorry, say it again?
The carbon capture technologies, and in terms of taking CO2 and pumping it into the ground or whatever is being talked about?
No, it's important to follow up the last technology and to do everything that will respect the environment.
Yeah. So as we're coming to the sort of end of our time here, I mean, one other question I'd like to explore with you as well is, you mentioned that you're a vertically integrated manufacturer, and if I could explore that a little bit, does that mean literally everything in that power plant is manufactured by you guys, or do you still have supply partners that you have to deal with?
Well, for sure, we have supply partner when we are speaking of the switch gear or transformer or the engine. But later on, we have our engineering department, which made the project, and also the factory, which will finalize the product and will allow us to make a tailored product, project to the requirement.
Yeah. And you mentioned that Spanish company as well. If I can talk a little bit about what's going on in Spain, if I may, and because there's a lot going on in renewables in Spain as well, and are you seeing that some of the sort of advanced technologies like concentrated solar and things like that, are those type of projects being asked for as well in Africa? I know in South Africa they're looking at CSP, but the rest of the...
Well, the new tendency from my point of view is to go to hybrid solution. So I mean, we can make a power plant with solar panel, but they need the backup for the generating set, or we can make a wind system, but later on they will need also the generating set. So it's important to provide a hybrid solution, because at the end the wind and the sun doesn't understand so much about the power that we need.
Yeah, exactly.
So we need to make a hybrid system which allows us to provide the power in an efficient way.
So can I explore that a little bit?
Yes, please.
Because it's an important point, and it's one that we've been writing a lot about on Engerati. We're talking about energy storage, but a lot of people have kind of said to us, well, energy storage is one element of it, but if you get the right mix of generation,
exactly.
So you have generation that can ramp very quickly up and down, and then you've got solar. You
exactly.
may actually not need storage, and so the question I'm asking you is, how important is it to have all of that interconnected, and the technology to...
It's critical. It's critical to connect the system. It's critical to use the best SCADA system to integrate everything. You say something that you are right. Every time we are speaking about how to storage the power. To be honest, it's the difficult thing. To produce power, to make power, okay, you can do it in different ways, but to storage is quite difficult. Maybe this is one of the reasons, even though the technology has dramatically changing for the last few years, and the systems are becoming more and more performant, it's important to combine different technology and to work with hybrid solutions.
So if I can just go a little bit into the depth, and then we'll finish off, because it's a question that's in my mind. So it's a little bit when people were before cloud computing came on in the technology world. When people started specifying their technology solutions, they had to specify it for max capacity, right? So you had to have the server for, if you're a retail outfit, for Christmas time, you have to spec it. But now with cloud, you don't have to do that. It expands and contracts according to need. So my question is a little bit around, if you have a hybrid mix, so you've got wind, solar, and some rampable energy source, does the rampable energy source need to be specified for max capacity?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and it's important to make the definition of the project from the very beginning. In any case, from our side, that we have developed is a system that we call plug and play. And this system allows us, one that we have made a hybrid project, if we need to add more generating set, it's very easy for us to add much more power. Why I say more generating set? Because sometimes one of the problems that we have when we are speaking about hybrid power plant is the space. The space sometimes is a limitation. So that's why we have developed this, because it's easy to provide a 10 mega more with a diesel generating set than 10 mega extra with solar panel or with a wind system.
Yeah, because it's all well and good putting in solar, but people need to live in places as well.
Exactly. You're right.
It takes a lot of time. Well, it's been fascinating talking to you, and I think I could explore this whole hybrid area a little bit more, but we've come to the end of our time here. Thank you for taking the time for speaking with us, and
it's a pleasure.
It's good to hear from people who are actually putting these projects in to talk about some of those challenges. And I'd like to thank you as well for watching this interview. There's been another interview with Africa Energy Forum. I think you heard some of the tannoys in the background, so this is happening live, and it's a busy old show, and I hope you enjoy some of the other interviews coming on later in the day as well. Thank you again.
Thank you so much for this invitation, and congratulations for the forum.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome. Nice to meet you.